From smoky studios in the 1950s to political rants on HBO, late night TV has shaped America's laughter and its arguments. But how did this genre begin? Why did it rise to power? And is it now fading away? In this video, we will try to answer these questions. Before Johnny Carson, before David Letterman, there was Faye Emerson.
Get Pepsi for the Pepsi bouncing. Why take less when Pepsi's there? More bounce to the ounce in Pepsi.
Well, a letter from a gentleman today. You know, most of my mail comes from ladies, but I think this gentleman has a very good point to make. May I read you his letter? Dear Miss Emerson, with summer a month away, I'm faced with a situation that comes up every year at this time. My wife goes around in cool, comfortable dresses, but I, like all other men, have to wear shirts with stiff collars and ties. Why doesn't somebody do something about it? Asked Mr. Hugh Rogers of Weston, Connecticut. And I think he's right.
In the 1940s, Faye was hosting the Faye Emerson Show, late at night on CBS. She was bold, she was witty, and she was one of the first women to anchor a national talk show in the United States of America. She was dubbed the First Lady of Television. She set a precedent for late-night intimacy, bringing serious interviews and charm to a genre that did not even exist then. Then came Tonight in 1954, NBC's formal entry into late-night television. Steve Allen mixed comedy, jazz, and audience banter.
With Edie Gourmet, Steve Lawrence, Pat Marshall, Andy Williams, the music of Skitch Henderson. Tonight's special guests, Wally Cox, Bill Kenny of Ink Spots fame, and New York's greatest giant, Willie Mays. Just off the crossroads of the world, Times Square is NBC's Hudson Theater. That's where we're taking you now, tonight and every night. Now to meet the star of our show, Steve Allen. Boy, we've been making last-minute changes around.
But it was Johnny Carson who truly perfected the format. Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, howdy. You thought this was the Michael Jackson concert, didn't you?
For 30 years, The Tonight Show was America's bedtime ritual. Then came David Letterman, who redefined the genre.
Cheers is filmed before a live studio audience.
So what do you guys want to watch now?
Well, you know us, Sammy. We'll watch just about anything.
That's funny. Can't get the channel to change. Stop.
Yeah, that's all right, Sam. Probably something okay on this channel.
Find out more. 1-800-US Bonds.
From New York, it's Late Night with David Letterman.
Good night, Sam.
Wait a minute. This'll work. Give me a second. Oh, come on.
Tonight, actor Tom Hanks and Paul Schaefer and the world's most dangerous man. And now, Michael Jordan's favorite caddy, David Letterman.
Man, I'm telling you, it makes me feel like I'm in show business. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking at a very excited, very happy man. Listen to this. Earlier today, for the first time, NBC named me Employee of the Month.
Perhaps my favorite American comic of all time. He was more sarcastic, more ironic, and way more weird than Johnny Carson. But when Johnny Carson retired in 1992, NBC chose Jay Leno to replace him and not David Letterman. This led to one of television's most bitter rivalries. David Letterman defected from NBC to CBS. Jay Leno stayed on NBC. Jay Leno hosted The Tonight Show, and David Letterman started The Late Show with David Letterman. Thus, late night became a battlefield. The winner, of course, was Jay Leno. In the late 80s and early 90s, the late night scene diversified. Arsenio Hall gave a voice to audiences who had long been ignored. Meanwhile, Comedy Central was brewing something new. The Daily Show became the go-to show for young Americans seeking truth through satire, and no one did it better than Jon Stewart.
First question somehow ended up on the auto industry rescue.
And I know he keeps saying, you wanted to take Detroit bankrupt. Well, the president took Detroit bankrupt. You took General Motors bankrupt. You took Chrysler bankrupt. That was precisely what I recommended and ultimately what happened.
Well, okay. In fact, Obama's publicly financed Detroit auto industry managed bankruptcy is not precisely what Romney recommended. Romney precisely recommended private credit, which at the time was, to be precise, non-existent. Meaning under his plan, Detroit's bankruptcy would have been unmanaged and quite permanent. So the big question would be, which version of Barack Obama would respond? The first debate's Sleepy Time McGillicuddy or Pretty Talk Jones?
Candy, what Governor Romney said just isn't true.
It's alive!
While Comedy Central brought the laughs, Bill Maher brought the heat. Debuting in the 1990s, Politically Incorrect was part talk show, part political cage match. In 2003, Bill Maher moved to HBO with Real Time. Why did he have to move? Because he made a politically incorrect remark. On HBO, he began diving even deeper into politics, religion, and cancel culture. And Bill Maher was unfiltered.
If someone on the internet expresses the wrong views about gays, women, or Jews, they're subject to endless shaming, unless they're Muslim, in which case all that intolerance is a cultural difference which we just have to tolerate. Because, of course, it's a religion of peace. There's a piece of you there, there's a piece of you there. And now let me explain why that joke is perfectly okay. Because everyone gets made fun of for something, and it's never 100% fair. If I make and the French surrendered joke, everyone laughs. Even though the French haven't surrendered in every war. In fact, mostly in just the one. But it was kind of an important one, so they have to own it. If I make a supermodel threw up her food joke, everyone laughs. And certainly not all supermodels are bulimics. but more than plumbers. If I make a joke about how all Asians are bad drivers, well, that one's true. No. It's not, but a little bit, so we laugh. As we should when someone makes a Muslims blow shit up joke, which they have to own because they do it more than anybody else, with the possible exception of the U.S. military.
He was one of the first to fully embrace late night as a space for confrontation, not just comedy. Conan O'Brien brought a new kind of weird. From puppet dogs to absurd sketches, he became the internet's late night king. And frankly, in terms of how funny his internet videos are, there is no competition when it comes to Conan O'Brien. Nobody is funnier than Conan O'Brien, at least in my humble opinion.
About Italy. You talk so much about Italy that many people think you're from Italy. You drove a Vespa for a while.
That's right.
Until someone ran into you, destroyed the Vespa, and broke your arm.
Correct, yeah.
Now, I paid that guy to kill you. I'm getting my money's worth. I've always wanted to understand Italy the way you understand Italy. I want to see Italy through your cold, lifeless eyes. So I've decided to take you to Italy.
That sounds great.
Camera crew's ready. We would leave tonight.
I pack light.
Seriously, you're not rattled at all by this? We're going to leave for Italy tonight.
I can be ready in a couple hours.
Don't you have to tell your wife or anything?
I'm all set.
You're not going to call your wife?
Yeah, it's a quick conversation.
My thought is, of course, we must go to Rome. Yes?
I have other places that I like in Italy that, in fact, I
show
prefer.
me what you like.
In a nutshell, I mean, I've been everywhere. I've been to Veneto, I've been to Piemonte, Emilia-Romagna, Toscana. This is Lazio, Campania down here, Sicilia, Calabria, Puglia.
First of all,
Le Marche, Abruzzo.
First of all, you're showing off.
Yeah.
You know you're showing off.
I am
and
qualifying
second of all, I don't know
myself.
that those are real places.
I
I could do that too.
Sure.
I could do the same thing. Ask me if I've been to Italy.
Have you been to Italy?
Of course. I've been to Andande, I've been to L'Osiccio, I've been to Capriando, I've been to Lodogili, I've been to Staviadanda, I've been to Montescendo, and Sintalita, I've been to Cando, Sicendo, Silvendendi, Rondondandi, Scontaponte, San Chitito, Portava, San Chuti, Barranda, Socacopoto, Rapidi, Padash, Shabandu, Sintanca Pata, Rapacopa, Shanda, Punda, Banda, Banda, Bunda, Banda, you can't name a place in Italy I've not been.
After the infamous Tonight Show controversy, when Conan was given the show briefly from Jay Leno and the show was then given back to Jay Leno from Conan O'Brien reinvented himself online. And his videos on YouTube are viral. Please check them out. Conan became viral on YouTube much before it was trendy. In the 2010s, late night television wasn't about television anymore. It was about clicks on YouTube. Jimmy Fallon made games go viral. Jimmy Fallon really changed the game. You had celebrities mimicking other celebrities, Jimmy Fallon dancing with other people, singing in other voices. It seemed like a totally different ball game. James Corden turned his SUV into a global stage. Carpool Karaoke is one of the most viral video segments on YouTube ever. And Stephen Colbert used sharp political monologues to dominate YouTube. But while views online soared, network ratings dropped. And television networks depend a lot on ratings. David Letterman retired, Conan O'Brien left, Trevor Noah said goodbye. Remember, Trevor Noah had replaced Jon Stewart. Trevor Noah was a very successful comedian. He famously said that he had to take a pay cut to host a late night television show, The Daily Show, such a famous show. It was a step down for him financially. He hosted The Daily Show for some years and then he went back to being an out and out comic, touring the world, and also he has a podcast now. James Corden also stepped down. Bill Maher is still on air. He is still on television. Jon Stewart has returned to The Daily Show to host it on every Monday. But both Bill Maher and Jon Stewart remain on cable. John Oliver remains on HBO last week tonight, but for how long, the world will see. Because Although America is celebrated, and with good reason, as a bastion for free speech, the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's Late Show does raise some suspicions at least. The official reason is it is a financial decision. A show like Stephen Colbert's Late Show does take a lot of money to make, and if you keep losing out 50 million American dollars, then that's something which any corporate entity will struggle to bear. However, if the highest ranked TV show in that category is the first TV show to get cancelled, that does smell funny. Because if the highest ranked TV show is losing money and it is financially sensible to cancel it, why have any other late night talk show hosts? Why have any other late night talk shows? So what's next? Has late night TV run its course, or is it just moving somewhere new? From Faye Emerson's smoky CBS stage to Bill Maher's HBO monologues, late night has always reflected its time, and maybe in a new form it always will.